For Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio, I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. An atmospheric river event continues for the Pacific Northwest into the northern Rockies with heavy precipitation and strong winds expected through tomorrow. Another storm system was tracking along the Gulf Coast and is going to cross the Florida Peninsula today with occasionally heavy rain and storms. Meanwhile, in Guam, strong winds and low humidity values could increase the fire risk. Closer to home, mostly dry weather with a slight chance for showers next weekend in the mountains. The very dry condition with low humidity is going to keep fire conditions here elevated. Warmer temperatures over the next few days with near record high temperatures through midweek. Well, that's certainly not going to help either. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Monday, February 24th. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 70, Highway 380, Owen Road, Las Cruces Gate, Nike Avenue, War Highway, and all internal range roads will remain open.
The body cam interview featuring Otero County Deputy Jacob Diaz Austin was released over the weekend.
There is a pedestrian walking in the median by Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, and I thought it was an elk, and I almost hit him, and I think they're intoxicated.
It includes this question to the deputy and his reply.
Does your department have a policy on deadly force? Yes, sir. Are you familiar with the policy? I'm not 100%.
Oh, that may not have been a good answer. Deputy Diaz Austin is facing murder charges for the death of 17-year-old Elijah Hadley. The video can be seen in full by clicking on the link featured on AlamogordoTownNews.org. Yesterday, the Reynosa Police Department investigated a bomb threat in the Midtown area. Sutter Street was closed off in both directions from Country Club to Eagle while officers investigated. Reynosa police opened the road back up after no evidence of a bomb was found. Last week at CPAC, reports came out that suggested former County Commissioner Coy Griffin was escorted out of the event. Here's some audio from a video posted to X by Richard Bygo Barnett.
They're escorting Jake Lang out of CPAC again after I just took care of all this, and they said we could all come back in. Now, here we go again.
We spoke with the Cowboys for Trump founder to get the facts straight, so I had to ask him point blank. Was he escorted out of CPAC, as some had suggested?
No, that was a bunch of baloney. I didn't get kicked out. I walked out with Jake because, it was humiliating for him to be forced to leave, and I wasn't going to say, see ya, partner. Well, later, whenever they threw him out, I walked out with him, but I wasn't kicked out, no.
The Jake he mentioned there was Jake Lang. Lang and some others involved with January 6th had their passes revoked temporarily. You can hear the interview in full on our YouTube channel. The Alamogordo Chess Club weekly meetings are held at Plateau Espresso every Monday from 4 until 7. It is casual chess. Pair up with whomever is available. No membership requirements or fees. Simply show up with a board, set it up and play. Everybody's welcome. The Alamogordo City Commission is having a regular meeting tomorrow evening at 6:30. Aside from the consent agenda, there is no new business listed. However, they are expected to adjourn into an executive closed session, pending litigation, all current litigation. Wouldn't it be fun to hear what these meetings are behind those closed doors? Well, today is Monday. It's time for a pup date from Animal Village NM.
Recently recovering from COVID was tough. Long nights, constant care, and the stress of managing an illness that could have been avoided by my using simple precautions, just wearing a mask, in the middle of what is still a widespread outbreak, only to find myself overwhelmed with the exhausting, costly, and unnecessary consequences. Then I was thinking about this. Choosing not to spay or neuter your pet is just like that. This is Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. And folks, it starts with one unsterilized pet. Before you know it, there's a litter of puppies or kittens needing round-the-clock care, vet visits, vaccinations, and constant food. Then comes the heartbreaking reality, finding homes for them. And even if you do, can you be sure they'll all be spayed or neutered? Or will they also contribute to New Mexico's overwhelming pet abandonment crisis, where 135,000 plus unwanted animals end up on the streets or in overcrowded animal control facilities only to be killed? New Mexico already has the highest pet abandonment rate in America. This cycle of neglect is costly to our communities, devastating to animals, and a lack of compassion. But just like wearing a mask in times of widespread illness, responsible pet ownership can prevent the problem before it starts, and you can make a difference. Low-income pet owners now have an amazing opportunity to register their pets for spay-neuter surgery for $35, a small price to prevent countless suffering. Responsible pet owners in our community are stepping up to stop this endless cycle, and you can too. This is Animal Village NM. How do you register? Every second Tuesday of the month. Where? White Sands Mall, Alamogordo, inside the Ashley Furniture entrance. When? The time is 11:30 to 1 o'clock p.m. Who qualifies? Any pet owner with an inside pet and an EBT or Medicaid card. Help us help you. Bring your unneeded shoes when you come to register, or even if you're not registering, to support our fundraising shoe drive and help us continue offering affordable spay-neuter services for your community. Every pair helps us raise funds to prevent pet homelessness in your community. Visit animalvillagenm.org for more details or phone us at 575-415-8310. Be part of the solution. Spay, neuter, prevent the crisis before it starts in your home and your neighborhood, because they love us. animalvillagenm.org. animalvillagenm.org. Thank you for being part of the solution.
Thank you very much, Sonny. I do want to point out that many, if not most, media outlets have admitted that the COVID mask mandate had virtually no effect on the pandemic. Even Dr. Anthony Fauci admitted as such on CNN.
Yeah, but there are other studies, Michael, that show at an individual level for individual, when you're talking about the effect on the epidemic or the pandemic as a whole, the data are less strong.
So they work for the individual, but not the population. Got it. So they don't work for the population. We could say that alone. This guy liked to speak in code, didn't he? News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Las Vegas teacher and basketball coach James Branch was placed behind bars Friday night after investigators say he inappropriately touched a 13-year-old girl in his classroom. Police learned about the alleged sexual conduct late last month, and the school district put Branch on leave. Angela Dono Padilla of Los Lunas has been arrested for an execution-style shooting of a homeless man that occurred in downtown Albuquerque in late August. It was one of 3 deadly shootings that night. Investigators used surveillance video to identify Padilla, and he was subsequently arrested. U.S. Border Patrol agents boarded a charter bus at a checkpoint on Interstate 25 carrying Las Cruces high school students going to a swim meet in Albuquerque. The charter bus had no school decals and was treated as a standard charter vehicle, but they did confirm it was carrying people from the Las Cruces Independent School District. Border Patrol says that agents did board the bus to verify the legal status of all passengers. They say everyone was confirmed to be legally present in the country and disembarked without incident. State lawmakers celebrated Saturday what they call a huge step in the right direction to address public safety concerns in the state. Senator Joseph Cervantes says they vowed to concentrate on public safety this session after the special session last summer. He and other supporters of the bills said that approving House Bill 8 and Senate Bill 13 is a promise fulfilled.
We as legislators appreciate the frustration of the public and law enforcement and the courts with what's perceived to be a revolving door. And when we hear that and see that frustration.
HB 8 packages 6 bills together addressing a range of public safety concerns such as criminal competency, which the governor is a huge supporter of, and goes hand in hand with Senate Bill 3. That bill aims to create more access to behavioral health care across the state. There was some opposition from some Republican lawmakers who say there could have been more done, but Martinez says bipartisan support is just step one. Legislators say they have other public safety and behavioral health bills they still want to discuss, and especially look into bills concerning CYFD reform. The Trump administration is making good on a promise to cut what they call wasteful government spending. Government workers, including New Mexicans, have been fired, laid off, or furloughed. Organizations and programs have seen their funding slashed or frozen.
It's because of that funding that we can represent children, regardless of their immigration matter.
Andres Santiago, an attorney for the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center, speaking with KOB, he says the center provides legal representation for unaccompanied migrant children, meaning they came to the U.S. without a parent or guardian while their cases go through the U.S. court system.
We have kids that are of all age sets. We have some kids that are as young as 3 and 4 years old. And so to expect a 4-year-old to be in immigration court or to be able to navigate the immigration office for a humanitarian visa is honestly just unconscionable.
That was almost a reality. This past Tuesday, the Immigrant Law Center was informed funding for the program was going to be cut. Late on Friday, Santiago says they received word that the funding would be restored. Representative Melanie Stansberry says this whiplash and chaos puts an emotional and mental strain on New Mexicans.
There's literally thousands of New Mexicans that don't know what's going to happen, whether they're going to lose their jobs. There's going to be a freeze on funding for the programs they work for.
She says these cuts are hurting families and places blame with the president and Elon Musk. You know, for years, Republicans and Democrats alike have stated that someone should really audit the government and spending to find out where all the money is going so we can get it all under control. We've heard it from both parties for decades. And now that it's happening, it's a problem? Republican Party Chair Amy Barella favors these cuts. She told KOB in a statement, quote, "With President Trump's proposed tax cuts and regulatory relief, these efforts will spark job growth and draw new private sector industries to the state." Close quote. I, for one, am all in favor of government employees getting a real job. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
Hi, Sunny Harris, inviting you to join Animal Village NM's Thank You in Advance fundraiser and help us reach our goal of $25,000 by February 29th. Your support will fund spay-neuter surgeries for more than 200 pets and provide essential pet food for families in need. Drop off gently worn shoes at our collection boxes or donate online at animalvillagenm.org. By mail, 303 Spring Road, Ruidoso, 88345. Thank you in advance for your generosity. AnimalVillageNM.org.
There are 25 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including Carrizozo at Mountain Air, Cloudcroft at Capitan, Hondo at Alamo Navajo, Ruidoso at Tularosa. Wow! Go Lady Cats! And Alamogordo heads to Oregon Mountain. Go Lady Tigers! There are 17 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today, including Capitan at Mescalero Apache. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 13 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 75, low tonight of 38, high tomorrow, 76 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting up to 18 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today for Cloudcroft, 57, low tonight of 30. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 23. High tomorrow of 60 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting KALHradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts. complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.